Oh man, only one left. These are my Almond Butter Keto bombs, little fat bombs. I have one for breakfast with my coffee. It's really good. And it's 110 calories, mostly fat. This fits the keto diet. Perfect, especially on fasting days. This in the morning with some coffee, not a problem to get to lunch. Have another one, wait for dinner. Not strictly fasting, but yeah, I'll starve to death with plain old fasting. At least right now, maybe someday. Anyways, so I'm going to show you how I make them. They're pretty easy to make. Let me move this a little because the light seems to be a little weird here because the sun is coming up finally. Okay, let's look at what we got going on here. So what we got is this cup, or 3/4 of a cup coconut oil. Now this one I literally buy in giant tubs. The one I currently have is 78 ounces. I just ordered some more because I have gone through most of it and I don't want to run out. It's a major recipe and a major ingredient in a lot of keto cooking. Now you can either get it organic, extra virgin, and then it'll retain the coconut flavor and scent, or if you like, you can get just plain old coconut oil, and that's been extra refined and does not have the coconut scent. So if you don't like the smell and taste of coconut, get the regular. It's actually a little cheaper. Okay, second ingredient, I need a full cup of almond butter. Now, I used up the one I had. Little secret trick to getting this stuff out of the jar, because it will solidify in the bottom half of the jar, and then you'll have this giant lake of oil sitting on top. So you want to obviously incorporate that down in so you don't get just the oil in there and then have just hard globby almond butter at the bottom. So I heated it in the microwave for 30 seconds for this one because it only had a little bit left. I need a little more, so I got another jar, popped it in there for 2 minutes. As you can see, a little bit of stirring required, but it's pretty loose. I'm using a cake spatula because that allowed me to get down there and break up the chunks a little better because, yes, like I said, still needed a little bit of stirring. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to scrape that. Oh, making a little mess. Scrape that down. And just add a little more to even this guy out. Now the one in the bottom is smooth, the one on the top is chunky. We are moving over to chunky slowly, but you can do it either way, totally up to you. Okay, we're just gonna dump that on in there with the coconut oil. This is like the easiest recipe known to man, and it will keep you satiated and happy and in ketosis, which is what this is all about. If you're not in ketosis, you're doing it wrong. Okay, so because this needs just a little more fat, or maybe it's for flavor, I'm not sure. It's delicious though. 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. I try to limit my salt intake. I don't have high blood pressure, but I don't see any reason to ingest more salt than my diet requires, and it's very hard not to go over as is. Salt seems to be a big ingredient in a lot of things, and I like it, so I don't need it in this. I'm not putting it in via the butter. Okay, so that's all there is to it. Now, I'm going to pop it in the microwave for 45 seconds. You hold on, we'll be right back. Okay, so fresh out of microwave. It's going to get mixed together. Actually, it works better. Let me get, rather than the spoon, do this. Let's use a wire whisk. So it'll break up. There were still some hard chunks of almond butter at the bottom of that first jar. Since I was using the whole thing up, I didn't see any reason to break them up into the oil. But they break up pretty easily once they're heated, as you can see. So basically what you'll want to do is you just want to stir it till it's all one consistency. And as you can see, it's pretty loose. What we're going to do with it next, we'll fix that. Okay, I'm going to finish mixing this and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. That is well mixed. No big chunks coming up on the blades. We are ready to move on to the final step. And that is simply to pour it into something else that we can easily use to dispense it into the cups. Sorry about the sun. It's up. One good reason to do things in the dawn hours is that I don't have to compete with the light coming in. Okay, so I have these silicone molds. This one's for mini muffins. It's a Wilton silicone. It's nice and easy to pop things out because it's so flexible. I got it at Michael's. You can find them online. This one is a smaller size and has more of a resemblance to a Reese's peanut butter cup. You can also eject them fairly easily because it's also silicone. This one I got on Amazon. I'll put a link up in the post so that if you want one, you can find one. Okay, and then all we got to do is just fill the cups. Try to keep it nice and neat. Oh, there's a fail. Okay. Fill in the cups. So basically, if I have one for breakfast and I have one for lunch, this container holds 12. This is 6 days worth of keto bombs, and literally 5 minutes to make. So if you're thinking you can't do this diet because you don't have the time to make the food, then I'm not sure how you're eating in the first place, because most things do take some time, at least quality stuff. Even if you're going to the drive-thru, you got to get in the car and you got to ride over there. And in that short period of time, you could easily have made these and stayed home, saved your gas, saved your money, maybe even saved your life. So I'm going to finish up with the leftover of this in the small one, and then they're going in the freezer. We'll be right back. Okay, all filled up. The other ones are in the freezer already. I put the little silicone tray on a half cookie sheet because it's kind of floppy, and if it bows in the middle too much, you're going to lose your peanut butter or your almond butter keto bombs. They're going to spill all over the place. So here we go. Let's go on over to the freezer, see if I can do this one-handed, not spilling it all over the place anyway. So as you can see, other ones are down in there. I put a piece of foil on top of them so I can stack them up. Oh, it's a close fit. But there we go. In. Let them freeze up, and they're going to be delicious. Okay, so there you have it. That's pretty easy. The other thing, these things, I have had this one out for the 10 minutes or so it took me to make this video, and as you can see, it's starting to get a little melty. Still delicious. Nothing like keto bomb and mushroom coffee. Now I can get my morning started. But yeah, don't leave them out of the freezer very long. They will return to their natural state. And that is kind of loose. But keep them in the freezer. Eat them right out of the freezer. Delicious. I'll see you later.